my God, so bitch, what the hell's going on out there? This is Sammy Salami straight out of Miami. Got a beautiful hat today. Got my beautiful hat on, and we're good, and we're getting it done, and we're doing it right, because that's the only way we do it over here at SWRC. And today we got a special treat for all you Volkswagen people, all you Super Beetle people. My friend Pete hates Super Beetles, just to let you know. My friend Pete thinks the Super Beetle's a pile of shit, but you know what? My friend Pete found the solution for the situation. He's going to show us how to lower that Super Beetle and make it a better ride, doing it right, because that's the only way to do it over here at SWRC, is doing it right. I'm the edit guy. I'm the guy that makes all the videos and tries to get it done and make you, the viewer, happy on what the hell's going on and watching it. I'm from Miami, but who gives a shit about that? Nobody cares about poor old Sammy Salami, because Sammy Salami's the last guy on the totem pole that anybody even thinks about. My beautiful hat. I love my beautiful hat. If only somebody out there would love me, I'd be real happy. But right now we don't have time to argue about that, because my friend Pete's going to show you how to lower a Super Beetle and do it right. He's going to give you all the tech tips and all the situations and solutions and everything it takes to get it done. So let's go join my friend Pete and see what the hell's going on over at SWRC. That's Southwest Rides and Customs over here in Dallas, Texas. And get that Super Beetle lowered down and make it look like a regular Volkswagen that it should have been in the first fucking place. Sammy Salami straight out of Miami. And I got a video to make for you, son of bitches. Sad son of a bitch, bastard.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
What we're going to do today is we got us a 1971 Super Beetle here, and we are going to go ahead and lower the front end. I'm going to show you how to lower your Super Beetle the right way instead of chopping and cutting and chopping the springs and all this other shit. So we're starting out with jacking our Super Beetle up in the air. Are you listening, loser?
Yes, sir.
So if loser could go ahead, I got it jacked up and I got two stands. What we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and remove the wheels off the car. Loser, please get it done. So while Weekly Loser is removing the wheels from the car, we're going to take you through the process of how to lower your Super Beetle and how to do it properly. There's a few items that you do have to purchase to do this, and there's some modifications that need to be made to the strut tower tubes. If you can see the tube down there, you can see the tube. If Loser can point to that, I'd appreciate it. No, down, right there. We have to do some modifications to that right there. And we also have to replace our shocks, our strut tower shocks. If I don't use the correct names for these parts, I don't give a fuck. Just follow, watch, listen, and learn, and you too will be able to lower your Volkswagen the My Friend Pete way, which is the right way. Alright, the first thing we want to do is, if you look right here, this is where our strut is mounted inside the trunk. We got to remove these three bolts, which are going to be 14 millimeter. Before we do that, we want to make sure that we have a floor jack underneath the strut assembly itself, which is located behind the drum, brake drum. Using very light pressure just to keep it so it won't bounce out. I'm going to go ahead and use an air ratchet to remove these three nuts. If you don't have any air tools, use a good ratchet and a 14mm socket. The next thing we want to do is remove the brake line away from the strut. So we're going to go ahead and remove this lock plate, the clasp, whatever the fuck you want to call it. We got to remove that from the brake line clamp. We're going to take that and then we'll put it in a nice safe place. And then you want to go ahead and remove your brake line as well, being careful not to break it. Just like so. The next thing we're going to do is remove these nuts right here. If you can see them, there's 3 of them. But before we do that, there is actually a lock plate that is surrounded the nut, so you cannot remove it or it can't come free by itself. And you got to knock those down and out of the way. Because if you don't do that, the socket will not fit on the bolt. Before we remove those nuts, if you look right here on the driver's side hub, you're going to see where the speedometer is. We need to go ahead and remove that out. The speedometer cable is actually running through the hub, so this has to be removed out of the, and I see that the little clip is missing off of this, so that means the cable should come out with ease. There's actually a little E-clip that goes on it to hold it onto the hub, but it's not there. So we'll go ahead and take our pliers, as you can see right through here, and I'm removing the cable out of the hub. And that has to come out because it actually goes through the driver's side strut. There's a little bracket where that fits through, so that has to be removed. And then now we'll go ahead and proceed to remove the rest of our bolts. And then once we have those bolts taken off, we got the bolts on top taken off, we got our brake line loose, and we got our speedometer cable out of the way, we can now drop our hub and remove our strut out of the car. Just like that. And then, of course, you want to be careful with your brake line. You know, they usually don't fall out like that. They usually don't fall out that way. You usually have to tap them out with a hammer, so be careful, as you see. So, once the strut is removed from the vehicle, the next thing we got to do is get this spring out. Now, to get that spring out, you're either going to have a manual spring compressor or have a shop go ahead and remove those for you. To remove that, there's a bolt underneath this cap. Once you take that bolt off, this cover here will come off of it and the spring will be free. I'm going to go up to my buddy Oliver's Automotive, have him take those springs out for me. He's got a strut machine, a strut compressor, strut spring compressor, and when I get back, we're going to learn how to lower our struts the professional way and do it right, where it actually rides like a real car instead of some fucking clown ride bouncing down the highway. We'll be back.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.